Good morning and welcome. It's Saturday morning and I'm Lauren Lewis with Power for Parkinson's and this is Young Onset Circuit Training class. Good morning and welcome. Before we get going, let me remind you that this is a high energy class designed and meant for people who have been recently diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease. You need to be able to exercise for an hour comfortably. You need to be able to get on and off the floor fairly comfortably. I do encourage you to keep a chair nearby for safety and to assistance, or please exercise near a wall, again, for safety. For today's class, you will need some light weights. If you don't have weights, you can use water bottles or cans, or you can get plenty out of it by just contracting your muscles, not using any props at all or weights at all. Please make sure that you are warmed up. If you have not warmed up, it's important to lower your risk of injury. Turn the video off right now, go and run around the room for a little while, go do some push-ups, some jumping jacks or something to get your heart rate up, something mild, you don't want to overdo it. Also, we have a library of warm-up videos, just short 4 or 5 minute warm-up videos for you if you want. That may help you get prepared for exercise. All right. I think we can get started. So this week we're going to do 6 exercises, 6 in a circuit. Each exercise will be done for 50 seconds. Each exercise will be utilizing large muscle groups in your body for a full body workout at the end. And each exercise is specifically designed to focus and address a common symptom of Parkinson's disease. If you do not exhibit those symptoms, I promise you still will get plenty of benefit from it. Because you never know, you want to make sure that those neuro pathways are nice and strong. So our first exercise is a front, back lunge with opposing curls and an upright row. That's a lot to say and a lot to do. So let me show you what I mean. First exercise, I'm going to grab those weights. Again, you don't need them. But we're going to do a front lunge. That means a front lunge at a time. One front lunge, other leg comes front, and then 2 back lunges. One back lunge at a time, and the other back lunge, one at a time. Remember when you lunge that you want to keep your knees nice and safe. Both knees are at 90-degree angles. Both knees are at 90 when you're coming front, and both knees are at 90 when you're going back. Now the arms are going to be going opposite. You're going to do an opposite curl. So when you're left leg comes forward, your right arm curls, and vice versa. And then an upright row is just lifting up here. So we go back and do an upright row. Once again, I'm going to do it one more time. Front, and then back. All right, I'm going to put on our music. Let's give our first exercise a try. 50 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Nice and easy. Big step forward, and a big step back with our upright rows. Now this is a great full body exercise. We're using legs, and we're using arms. We're using a lot of core. The legs, we're using quadriceps in these curls, in these front lunges and back lunges. We're also using our glutes to push off. The curls, biceps, strengthening our upper body. And the upright rows are for deltoids, your shoulders. Working opposites, belly tight, standing tall, a lot of core here because we're moving in different directions, front, back. And there's my timer. All right, that's our first exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is for core. Going right to it. Why not? So we're going to get on the ground. We're going to do a bird dog. There's a lot of variations to a bird dog. Let me show you them. Bird dog is on all fours, on quads. Hands and these. So here's the bird dog. You're going to take your right arm, left leg, and extend. You want to keep those hips even, working on balance and core. And then bring it right back down, hands directly underneath your shoulder, and switch. Try not to arch your back or round out your back. You want to try to push that leg and arm same height and hold it for a split second. Don't go too fast, and hold it. You want to make this more fun, and by more fun I mean harder, you can bring this into a bear. A bear is just hovering over the ground. You see my knees are not touching. And oh boy, yeah, that makes it a lot harder. And if you want something in between the two, you can bring it into a plank. and you're doing the same thing. The most important part is that you hold that for that split second, so you're really engaging that core muscle. I'm gonna put on our time, I'm gonna put on our music, I'm gonna put on a good attitude and get through this for 50 seconds, all right? Here we go. So you wanna make sure your arms and legs come back to where starting point. Your knees should be underneath your hips. We're working on hip stabilization, shoulder stabilization, and we're triggering all those senses for balance. If this is too easy, challenge yourself, bring it to a bird dog, bear, or just a plank. Stay with it. Lift it nice and tall. You don't want to lift higher than your hip. You want to extend. Really push, reaching through. Don't rush these. They're more fun if you don't rush. And there's our time. Please stay on the ground for our next exercise. The next exercise is a plank windmill. You're going to be in a plank position. You can take this high or low plank, meaning elbow or hands. I always prefer hands. Easier for me for some reason. I just find down here it is a difficult position for me. I prefer here. I can put all my weight on my hands, but you can do it either way. So you start off in a plank position. A plank is one long line. Your hips are not up and they're not down. One long line. And here's the windmill. We lift one arm directly overhead, not behind, straight overhead. All our weight is on one shoulder. Again, working on shoulder strength. Legs are straight. Come down. Switch sides. Windmill. You can do this on your knees. That's not cheating. Your weight is still on your shoulders. You're still doing the same. You may not have the same range of motion. You may not have the same range of motion, but you're still rotating at the hip. The last way you can do this, and this again uses all the same muscles, is on the chair. In a plank, long and lean, one arm at a time comes up directly above you, rotating up and up. I'm gonna put my chair out of my way so I'm gonna get back on the floor. I enjoy doing these on the floor, but I may try my second set off. All right, here we go, 50 seconds. Now, because we're in a plank position, this is still another great core exercise. Still working core, but now it's really also a big upper body exercise because we've got all our weight on one arm as we rotate around. If you pull your shoulder blades down towards your heels, you're also working your upper back, which is great. It's an area we always forget to work. Keep going, put it really tight. Go as fast or as slow as comfortable for you. And there's my timer. All right, let's get off the floor safely. You're going to take your dominant leg, your stronger leg, bring it at a 90-degree angle in front. Both hands underneath, toes underneath you, lift. All right. Nice. The next exercise in our circuit is a rocket squat. That is actually what it sounds like. It's a rocket. It's a big explosion, and you have your choice. You can jump or you don't have to. I'm not going to, but it's a squat. You're sitting back into that invisible chair as if there's a chair way back there you're about to sit into. It's 3 counts. Down, 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 and then here's that explosion. I want you to bring those hips forward without throwing your back. Hips come forward, standing tall. I want you to use those, go slow, and then take it quickly up, or you can go down, 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 and then a big explosion. If you are going to explode, be safe and good to your body. Land toe, and then come down to your heels. Don't stay on those toes. All right, let's try that. You can add weight if you want to, but if you're jumping, I really encourage you not to use weight when you're jumping. 50 seconds on the clock. Here we go. I like to keep my arms in front of me when I squat because it helps with the balance. It allows me to sit further back. It allows me to sit further back. Now you can keep your hands wherever you want. Wherever you want, as long as you're getting those hips behind you. You want to be careful not to let those knees come forward. Way back. Down, down, down. Squat, lift. Down, steam engine. You can use your weights or not on this exercise. I'm going to show you with the weights, and then you can figure out how to do it without the weights. Hands are here, 90 degrees, either behind your head or on your shoulders. If you're holding weights, hold them on your shoulders. And we're going to lift one leg at a time, crossing that midline, going cross, and reaching toward the knee, toward the elbow. Toward the elbow. We're working obliques, we're working glutes, we're working quadriceps, full body exercise. And because you're holding the your weights up, you're also working the arms. Okay. To make this a little more fun, another level of this would be touch, reach, but do it controlled so you're not throwing that body with the weights, okay? Here we go. Steam engine. Don't be surprised if you find this is cardio. It is. It can become very cardio. But you can make it more muscular by slowing it down and really reaching toward that knee, using that inner thigh to pull in. If your arms are going overhead, make sure they're over your head, not in front of you. You don't want to fatigue the muscles and injure them at the same time. You want to fatigue them properly. So they go over your head, not in front. Body weight's tall, standing tall, bend, stand tall, bend, stand tall. We're triggering like every muscle in the body here. Every muscle is working. Every muscle is engaged. Every muscle is smiling and happy. Time's up. All right. So my heart rate's pretty high right now. Last exercise is actually a cardio, so following that, that's good. We'll get 2 minutes in of cardio. The next exercise I'd like you to do is a mountain climber, strictly for cardio. So I want you to kick it up. I want that heart rate up. So you can do this on the floor. A mountain climber is a plank position, and you run in place. You basically just bring one knee at a time in. You can run it out, or you can just bring it in. Both ways will, I promise, get that heart rate up. And as in almost any plank position, you can do this in a modified fashion, and still, because you're moving those legs so quickly, you can still get that cardio up. I'm going to use the chair for this round. So get ready. Chair, if you have it. Otherwise on the floor. And go. Get that heart rate up. Remember, this is all about getting that heart rate up. We're feeding the brain with oxygen and blood. Its favorite cuisine. Favorite food. Keep your body in a long, lean line. Keep those hips down. Don't run upside down. We don't want to bring the weight up. We want to bring oxygen to the brain. We don't want to cause it. We don't want to be upside down. Bring those knees in. Pull your belly tight. Run, run, run. All right, we only have 15 seconds. You can do this. Stay with me. Woo! Every muscle in the body. We used our legs. We used front and back of our legs. We used our arms, both biceps, triceps. We used our shoulders. We did it all. And we got our heart rate going. Second set, all over again. But this time I'm just going to give you the benefit, the Parkinson's benefit. So front, back lunges. This is all about gait. Reminding the body to take big, long steps. Because many people with Parkinson's find that their steps get smaller and smaller. By reminding the brain to take big steps during exercise is a really great way of encouraging and reinforcing those neurotransmitters. Opposite arm in a more natural walking gait. That's what the arms are about. Not just building my biceps, but also reminding the brain to use the opposites. So grab your weights, get ready to go. Now that you know its benefit, both muscularly and for Parkinson's, I want you to really exaggerate it. Here we go. Big long steps. Bigger steps. Right row, but get that leg way back. You may want that chair nearby for balance. That's fine. about balance. Yes, it's core, but it's all about balance. That's why I asked you in the first round to really hold it. Most people find one of the first things, symptoms of Parkinson's disease, many people, is loss of balance or limited balance becomes less and less. So let's practice balance. Balance can come back. Let's work on it. So hit the floor. Here we go. Using opposites, that's where the balance comes in. Opposites, and again, we're reinforcing those opposites for gait. Make sure your hips don't curl up. Make sure your hips stay even. Think about evening out those hips for hip stability. Once again, hip stability is all about balance. I'm going to challenge myself a little here and try a few in a plank. Don't laugh at me. Woo! Time. Stay on the floor because we're doing windmills next. The benefit, the Parkinson's benefit of windmills is again balance. We're working a lot on balance today. And rigidity. This particular exercise also works on rigidity so that the upper body, the trunk, doesn't move in a stiff way. We're going to lift that arm nice and more fluidly. So I want you to concentrate while you're doing your windmills, concentrate on really trying to rotate in a more fluid way rather than a rigid way. All right, I'm going to use my chair to make this a little more fun for me. So, here we go. Legs are wide for stability, up and down, up and down. Rotate, bring it around. Try not to throw the arm. Don't throw it, lift it. Rotate all the way around. Rotate up, down, rotate. We're also working here, whenever you're in a plank position, we're also working range of motion. All your limbs are stiff. They're fully extended. Your arms are fully extended. Your legs are fully extended. Range of motion, really important. Another symptom that some people experience is a limited range of motion. We want to make sure to encourage it and reinforce it. Lift it, bring it down. I'm feeling my core stabilizing. Feel my core working along with my upper body. Time. All right. Next exercise are our rocket squats. Rocket squats, strengthening the legs for gait, for walking, which is great. But we're also working on changing of speed. So we're starting slow and then we're going fast, reminding the body to change speeds. Another common symptom is people find that their whole body just moves slowly. So by forcing the body to move quickly, slow and then quick, you can remind the brain how to do that. All right, again, if this is not something you're experiencing, you can still gain plenty from it, right? Here we go, slow, down, 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 fast up, down, fast up, exaggerated, come on. Boom, exaggerate, make it more fun. And up, slow, 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 up. When you come up, we're working range of motion also. Make sure you're fully extended, down, fully extended up, sit back, and up. Come on down, use those glutes. Let's get those glutes happy. And time, stay standing where you are. You can grab your weights if you want to. The next exercise is steam engine. The purpose of this is we're crossing that midline. Whenever you cross the midline, that whether it's boxing, whether it's reaching for a cereal box, whatever it is, when you step over like this, even when you're reading, whenever a part of your body crosses that invisible midline, your brain works more fully. Your right brain has to talk to your left brain. So one of the reasons for this, one of these great benefits to this, for this exercise, is crossing the midline and contralaterally reminding the brain to go to the opposite side. And it is a fairly cardio exercise, so we're getting some cardio benefit. 50 seconds. I'm not going to use the weights this time, but I'm going to exaggerate it. I'm going to push a little harder. Pull that elbow into the knee a little harder. So I'm really making this much more muscular than I did the first set. It's up to you to do whichever one you prefer, but remember, we're trying to cross that midline, exaggerate that cross. Don't bring it in front, cross it, touch that opposite knee. Trigger your core by pushing against that knee, but don't forget, full range of motion. If you want to speed this up, here it comes. Your choice. I prefer, for today, to do it slowly, because I have cardio coming next. Cardio is just for cardio. It's really important, especially for Parkinson's disease, that you do your cardio, that you do cardio a few times a week. You want to remind the brain to move quickly. All right, I'm going to come back here on a diagonal on a high plank and do my running right here. If the planks don't work for you, do whatever you can. Run in place, do jumping jacks, do burpees, whatever it is that will get your heart rate up. Let's go. Bodies, we want to make sure we are safe. So you need to slow down, get that heart rate down before we continue our third and final set, starting with the front, back lunges. Grab some water, wipe off, get ready to go. All right, the last round is our cardio round. No, it isn't. It's our cognitive round. And cardio, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give you a cognitive challenge, a brain game for each exercise. Do your best. Really concentrate. Try to think about what your body's doing, the benefits for Parkinson's, and the mental challenge I'm about to give you. So the first exercise is the front, back. I want you to think of, and say it out loud, work on your vocal skills. Say it out loud, the various different ways you or other people celebrate. What do you do when you celebrate? What are things that you would do? Just list them, just say them out loud. Try to fill the whole 50 seconds with ways that people celebrate. Here we go, 50 seconds. I'm not going to help you here, this one's all on you. But I am going to remind you to take big, large steps. To use that opposite arm. This is an easy challenge for me. I hope it is for you too. I have a lot of ways that I celebrate. Great job. I hope you were able to fill the whole 50 seconds. Hip the ground. Bird dogs are next. All right, every time you lift one side of the body, the right arm and left leg, I want you to come up with a bird, type of bird, and every time you do the opposite side, left arm, right leg, a dog, a different breed of dog. Birds and dogs for our bird dog exercise. Are you ready? I am. Again, I'm not helping. You've got to come up with your own. Think about keeping those hips even. Try not to let one hip right up in the air. As those arms and limbs even, they should all be at the same height. Your hips should be even. Stay with it. Even on those hips, I know it's hard, you can't see yourself. Just make sure that you want to try to drop that hip that's of the leg that's lifting. Just try to drop that hip, and that will help you to stay even. Ah, thank goodness. Time's up. That was confusing for me. How about for you? Just remembering which way and which what's next. The next exercise is the plank windmill. We're doing the plank windmill. And this time, this one's a fun one. I know you're going to love it. This time I want you to count by 12. 12, 24, okay? 12, count by 12s. I'm back up here. In position. Here we go. Get ready. Count by 12. Keeping that whole body long. Using big fluid motion. Squeeze those knees. Don't lift your hips. And count by 12. Try not to throw that arm anywhere behind you. Try to keep it directly above you. Eyes on your hands. Make sure that you're straight up. Belly tight. Almost done. Just a few more seconds. You can do it. I can do it. You can do it. Here we go. This one's a hard one. Yay. Time's up. All right. Come up off the floor again. If you're on the floor, strong leg is in front, both hands up. Lift yourself up safely. Keep your head above your chest. All right, rocket squats, down, 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 big explosion up. This time I want you to think of things that are hard to close. Hard to close. And it doesn't, think outside of the box. It doesn't have to be a jar, but there's one. Okay? 3 counts down. Invisible seat behind you. Think of something as you come up. Think of it. Now come up and say it out loud. If you can think of a lot of them, then say it the whole time. Make sure you're sitting back using those heels to push off. You should not be on your toes. It's all heel. Sit way back. Sit further, and lift. Hard to close things. All right. Is your brain about to explode from all these lists? All right, the next one is our steam engine. I want you to, this one's kind of fun because this requires some nostalgia. I want you to think of things that you now use your computer for, that you didn't, before you had a computer, that you didn't use a computer. You used some other means of whatever. Okay, things that you use your computer for that obviously before computers you couldn't use it for. All right, steam engine, you can use your weights. You can just use your body, touch. Again, to make it more muscular, you're pushing that elbow into the knee. We're also working rigidity, working against rigidity by twisting at the trunk. Forgot to mention that earlier, that's a good benefit of fighting off a symptom of Parkinson's. figure I had to do another way earlier, so there it is. All right. The last exercise is our mountain climbers. This is obviously, as I said, for cardio, but I want you to think of dishes that can be made with chicken. Chicken dishes. I was watching Forrest Gump the other day, and his friend went on and on about shrimp, different ways of cooking shrimp. So today we're going to talk about different ways out loud of cooking chicken. Go! 50 seconds. Here we go, mountain climbers. Belly tight. Try not to let those hips come up. Chicken dishes. Chicken dinners or lunches or even breakfast, huh? There's a difference. There's no chicken there, right? Pull your belly tight. We're almost done. This is our last exercise and our last round. You made it this far. You can do it. Belly tight. Look forward. Don't look behind you. Your legs are moving, but nothing else is. The floor is in place. Yay! Give yourself a hand. Walk it off. Grab some water. Wipe yourself up. Join me back here in about a minute to stretch. All right. I'm going to grab some water. So, just as important as the warm-up is, and as I always say, if you want to make sure that your body is prepared for exercise, number one, you'll be more successful at the exercise and lower your risk of injury during the exercise. The cool down has the same purpose. You want to slowly get that body temperature down, get your heart rate down to, again, keep yourself safe. It's really important. Your body builds up toxins when you're exercising, when you're moving quickly and working hard. You want to make sure that those toxins efficiently leave and don't pool. All right, that's probably more information than you care to have, but that's what I'm here for. All right, we're going to start off with the quadricep stretch, stretching out all those large muscles in the front of your leg. I'm going to grab hold of one leg at a time from behind and just keep that knee toward the floor and stand tall. You want to make sure you're not just stretching the leg, but way up here in your hip flexor as well. Now, if this stretch doesn't work for you, you can't grab hold from behind or your whatever your issue is, you can get a great stretch just by stepping forward, take the leg that we're working, lean, come down into it, make it non-muscular by putting your weight not on the leg, but rather on the chair or your knee, and just hold it while we all count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, tuck those hips, 9, and 10. Slowly slide that leg in. Let's go to the other side. Once again, you can grab hold of that same leg. Make sure your knee is pointed toward the floor. Make sure your hip is open. If you look like this doing this exercise, you're really not getting what you need to out of it. So then take that same leg, bring it behind you. Put your weight forward. Oop, let me move over. While you're stretching, I'm just gonna move over. And you're gonna feel it right throughout, right here. All your weight is forward, so you're not using that leg in a muscular way. We're stretching out those muscles. And just stay right here. Soften both knees if you need to, that's fine. Keep your back flat, not round. And let's count from 10 backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slide that leg all the way in. Remember, if you, the longer you hold the stretch, the more you're going to get out of it. Now, I don't mean like 2 minutes, but I mean you do want to hold the stretch at least 10 to 15 seconds to get so that your body can stop, doesn't guard itself, and you're holding a stretch in a stressed position. You want to make sure that you are really stretching. So a good 10 or 15 seconds is always a great rule of thumb. I'm going to sit. You can do this on the floor. Let me show you. If you're going to do this on the floor, it's here, one leg over the other leg, and it's called the number 4 stretch because you're going to have a number 4 here. This is difficult and uncomfortable for me, so I like to do this particular stretch seated in a chair. You have your choice, whichever works best for you. The ankle goes over the knee, just like you did on the floor. This knee stays out to the side. I'm going to lean forward into it. If you're on the floor, bring that leg towards you just a bit. Deep breath in with me. And let's just say the word ooh as we stretch for about 10 seconds. Ooh. Doesn't that feel good? I think so too. All right, we're gonna switch legs, and again, if you're on the floor, just bring the other leg in, same position, or if you're seated, the leg goes over the knee. It doesn't have to if over the knee doesn't work for you. In any position on that leg, bring that knee out to the side, lean slightly into it, and I promise you, you're still getting into that glute, you're still stretching. So we said, ooh, we're working on stretching the glutes in the back of the leg, but we're also working on vocal strength. So let's say ah for about 10 seconds. Yeah, amen, All right, let's continue stretching. Let's get that upper body stretched out just a bit. Let's start with your right arm. Let's cross it over, palm faces in, faces you, and we're just, keep that shoulder down. We did a lot of planks. We want to stretch out the upper back and your shoulder, and just nice, easy stretch. And we've said ooh, we've said ah, let's say E. Why not? Big smile, working on those facial expressions also. Ready? E. Great. All right, other side, the palm faces in. If you turn it the other way, you're working on different muscles, that's fine. It's just that right now I want you to work on your shoulder and upper back. So we're gonna bring that arm across the body, crossing that midline, and deep breath in. Let's say la. Nice big wide open, ready? La. Great job. All right, continuing to stretch out our chest from all those windmills, and our chest from all those planks, and our biceps and triceps from all those reaching curls and all those exercises. Let's grab, hold from behind. You can grab your wrists, your hands, or just reach. Open up, try not to arch your back too much. We're just opening up the chest and shoulders. And let's count in Spanish, using our cognitive, using our brain a little harder. Let's count in Spanish to 10. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Good, shake it all out. Bring those arms fully extended over your head. Extend every muscle in your body, fully extended and contracted. Open up your fingertips, bring them as high as you can. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Lengthen your core, your abdominals. Let's bring ourselves all the way up to our toes. Make sure that you are well balanced. Do this next to a chair or the wall if you find you're losing your balance. Contract your hips, your glutes, your quadriceps, your legs, your calves, your ankles, your toes. Every muscle in your body is contracted and lifting. Let's hold it a little higher. Now reach a little bigger, and a little more, and just a little more. Good, reach it right up, 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 up. Good, now come back down to your heels. Drop your shoulders. Bring your legs back in together. Relax and release everything. We're gonna drop those arms as we stretch and bring them all the way down to your side. Thank you today. You did such a great job. Thank you for joining me. Let's say together, yay, because we are done. Yay! All right, well, I need a nice hot Epsom salt bath. How about you? Anyway, I'm ready to take on the day. I feel that this is a great way to start my day. Thank you for joining me. If you have not subscribed yet, please, there's a little button on the bottom of your screen that says subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It does help, however, other people find us more readily. So please hit that subscribe button and help other people find us. If you enjoyed today's class, please give me a thumbs up. I'm giving you a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week. Stay safe.